Bridging the Gap is this session. Like I said, it's going to be like a locker room type section. We're going to really talk, we're going to converse with one another. I'm not going to be up here just talking this particular time. We're going to converse. The first thing I want to talk about is the power of procrastination. We all use it someday. One day we'll be here, one day we'll be there. And someday never comes because we were never taught how to plan. Jesus says, if you're ever going to build something, you must first count the cost. And that's something that we don't do. We don't count the cost, we don't prepare. We prepare more for a trip than we prepare for our lives. Mm-hmm. The average man in the nursing home is frustrated because he's lived his whole life and now he winds up in a nursing home. And he asks himself the question, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. Angry, mad at the world, rocking his life away. You go to a job and they say, I'm going to retire at this place. And the thing they give you is a clock so you can tick the rest of your life away. And a thank you and a little pension. And you ask yourself, how did I get here? And then you go through a marriage and you think this, you're going to be with this woman for the rest of your life. And you come to find out, it's not. And you find yourself all the time beginning again. You get married, get divorced, beginning again. Go to church, don't like that church, go to another church, beginning again. Don't like that job, go to another job, beginning again. Life is a series of beginnings because we jump in here, we jump in there because of ignorance of self. We don't know what we want to do. We're not sure what we want to do. We don't know how we're going to get there, when we're going to get there, and we find ourselves always beginning again. Sunday, we was in church. I looked out and I saw the faces. Some people were here, some weren't. I don't know where their minds were, but it wasn't here. And I guarantee you 98% of the people in the church, mind wasn't here. When you look at life for a job, 96 to 100 are going one direction, and the 94 to 1 are going another direction. Which direction are you going? You going with the multitudes, or you going with the few? Because when you discover who you are, it doesn't matter what a person feels about you. It doesn't matter what a person thinks about you. Now you can fake it. I don't care what people think about you, but you really do if you're ignorant of yourself. And when you don't know where you're going, everybody say gray hair are wisdom. I disagree. I beg to differ. The Bible says gray hairs are is a glory if you're doing what you're supposed to do. But if you're not, it's a bunch of worry. Mm-hmm. And we sit down every day and we're worried. We're contemplating. What am I going to do next? How am I going to get there? So I said, it says here, so that they incline the ears to wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Incline thy ears unto wisdom. And he says, he that has an ear, let him hear. You hear what you want to hear. However you're thinking, that's what you're going to hear. I'll say that again. However you're thinking, that's what you're going to hear. Okay. I want to change directions. Then we'll come back to here. Let me go this way. I said, he that has, this is Revelations 2:7. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the church. To him that overcometh will I give him to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. Okay, let's look at it from this He that has an ear, let him hear. What can we do to change our neighborhood right now? Do we go out and pass our flyers? How do we get people to see, especially young men? Young men are out of place, period. I'm going to say this, I'm going to ask the question, we're going to talk. Tonight we're going to talk for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I'm going to finish up. I talked to a young man. He's dating a girl. They're not married yet, but he said that's his woman. He's from Hades. He's very intelligent. Got a associate's degree in law. Supposed to be going back and get his bachelor's degree in law. He wants to start his own firm. Her father has 4 different firms. He moved up here because she wanted to be here closer to her family, meaning her mom. He left there. When he left there, he had about $8,000 savings. He got here, got a job at Lowe's, worked. Then next thing he know, he's having a baby. Now Hades, men believe in taking care of their offspring. That's everything. And they will push a woman to the side, won't think twice. Here, women run men. In Hades, women don't run men. The United States is one of the biggest countries where women are running the men. And when I say running the men, I'm not saying that they pretty much tell you what to do, per se. But they run you by how they are manipulators, con artists. And let me ask you a question. We'll start right here. Let me ask you a question. Most of the time you're talking to a woman, are you asking a question or are they asking a question? And we answer them, don't we?
I ask the questions.
Okay, I learned to ask questions, but most of the time we ask the questions. And then they control the conversation. And they make it seem like we're so ignorant that we can't remember like they do. And so is a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. So whatever you say, that's the way it's going to be. So if you give power to that, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so if they're controlling the conversation, they're constantly keeping it on you. They keep the focus on the man, don't they? Where you been? Why you do that? Why you do that? Why you going that way? Why you didn't buy this? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? No, I want to do this. And then, okay, give me an example. You with your woman. You know you need to save money. But she decides she wants to get a new car. But you want to be the man, you want your wife to have what she has, so you say, okay, so be it, let's get a new car. The moment that car note ain't paid, or the moment something happened, what's the first thing they say? They look for you.
They look for you to,
and if you can't pay it, then you are what?
No good.
No good. That you're not a good provider. You're not a great provider. Okay. Now I want to click this part off right now.